Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the layout. So I've done a bit of work recently and I just want to run through the updates with you. Some pretty cool stuff actually. So I've been, well, first and foremost, I've got the fascia on the N-scale, on the N-Guage rather, I should say. And that is, if you just bear with me, I did something different with the fascia, all right? I decided to, and I think I said I was going to do it in the last video, I was going to run some conduit on the front and use that as fascia and for running the cables for the bus line and the feeder wires. All right, the turnouts aren't connected yet, but that's a future project. Anyway, so you just see they run underneath. I've got some more there, not so many. And then I just went and got this basic cheap white plastic fascia board and sanded it with 100 grit and painted it. Look, it's white on the inside and green on the outside. And I chose green because I tried to get as close, because virtually 95% of everything I do on N scale is Kato, so I wanted the fascia to be as close to Kato green as I could get. So I thought that's pretty darn close. So kill several birds with one stone. It took a fair amount of time to do, probably a couple of days worth of work, and it was quite challenging to cut the angles, to get the pieces to join up correctly. Yeah, but it works. It looks good. Time will tell how long the paint will stay on there, or if it's going to chip off, because it's only plastic and it does bend a little bit if you look. So, but it is an acrylic paint. So acrylic, what do you call it? Satin finish. So, but I'm really pleased with it because it allows me to just easily access all my cables when I need to. And yeah, and I really like it. The green gives you a nice clean line all the way down to the end. Now the fascia only runs to here because on this section, and I've got some curves here, and obviously this does not curve at all. So what I did was I cheated. I just used some basic MDF, almost like kicker board or something, really thin, and sanded it and painted it. The reason I could get away with that because the only feeder wire is down here. So I've got where the Kato track meets the flex track. You can see I've got one. There you go. I've got one set of cables, well, two sets of cables there, and then this super thin conduit, which I had left over, just runs all the way. Sorry, it's terrible, terrible camera work. It runs, sorry about that. It just runs all the way down to here. And then I just continue the bus line through the wood and then into this conduit underneath. So I had to put a bit of conduit there. But it looks pretty neat and tidy. And I really like it because it properly separates the top deck, or the top deck from the main deck. So rather than concentrating all this messy woodwork and different colors, it's like a nice dark green, and hopefully accentuates the track work a bit better. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. The other cool thing is I've now actually got N-scale trains running. So I've got track power, forward, and go. You see the old Union Pacific heading out there. So that's really cool. So now I've got N-scale running. So, had a bit of an issue there. I kept getting a derailment on the inside track, but what I'd done is I'd used the wrong conversion track. It goes from straight to super elevated back to straight again, and I had the wrong piece there, so it kept derailing. But everything's fine now, as you can see. So that's really good. That's all good news. And I'm pleased with the way kind of the sweeping section has come out. It's nice and smooth. Don't get me wrong, set track is brilliant stuff. It's easy to use, but when you want a nice sweeping curve, there's no substitute for flex track and flexible roadbed. So the next thing I'll talk about is this bridge. I wanted to design this bridge so it just lifts out really easy. But I wanted some decoder wires in it because I don't want a physical join. You know what I mean? Like if I got it here, this is just, you see, it just lifts out. So this side is still clipped in at the moment because I'll just show you, sorry to be boring, but the outside track is raised a little bit because the wood is so terrible, so uneven, and my carpentry work is questionable at best. So I'm gonna have to build this up with some card and then screw it and glue it. So the insides, the bridge sections, I just screwed them in. So I drilled a few holes and screwed it in and make it nice and tight. And carefully, when I screwed everything in, I screwed it down carefully so I didn't compress it too far and bend the track and all the rest of it. So I've got a guardrail here, as you can see, which is basically just this stuff on the other side. Now, one thing that's gone spectacularly wrong is I have some of this acrylic stuff. And the idea was I wanted to make a bridge, make a guardrail for the bridge, and then just paint the green section, if you will, and leave the bit above the bridge clear so you can see the train going past. But every saw I've got, and I've got all sorts of different weird ones, every saw I've got, as you can see, has shattered it. So I had a score line there, and then every time I applied different types of saws, it snaps. I think what I need is a circular saw, and that's the one saw I don't have, which is not very good. But anyway, I'm not going to go out and buy a brand new saw just to cut that. I'm going to come up with another solution. So I might buy thinner, like 1 millimeter section or something smaller. So, but as you can see, bridge works fine. Everything's good. 00 still not running. That's a whole nother project. I won't get to that till maybe the end of the year. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, but I'm pleased with this. So the other thing is the rest of my track turned out. So I redesigned this section a little bit to make it more, just to give me a bit more physical distance, so I could put a longer G-scale train back there. And of course I've got the inside curve now. And the idea is I've got some more foam. I'm going to make this like a loading dock, so on a raised section. In fact, if I show you over here, that's the piece of foam over there. So what else is new? Let's get local one going. There you go, let's get both trains running now. That's good. And then we'll just get the G-Guage running. There you go. Anyway, what else is new? I finally managed to get this up and running. So remember me on the last video, I said I've got this transformer decoder, and it needed some old, because it's a really old system, I needed old software. So I'm now running VirtualBox, as you can see there, VirtualBox. And I found an old copy of Windows 98, and then I managed to load the MTS software. This is only the second time I've opened it, so it's really old stuff, but it works fine. I just need to load the driver now for the USB to serial adapter. Yeah, that's about it. I think my plan is probably this old laptop, which stays here, I'll set up on this platform here, because I want a little programming track, because I've got a lot of N-Guage stuff to program. That's about it, really. Yeah, but anyway, it's a super happy day for me, because it's been so long since I've had any N-Guage running. It's nice. So it gets quite interesting. So I've run it a few times this morning, and it's quite interesting when you have a derailment and you run around trying to put the train back on the track, and you're worried about the G gets stuff running around, you're worried about the other locomotive. So I'm gonna have to streamline things a bit, but other than that, it's all good. I'm really pleased, really pleased with how it's all working out. So I think, going back to the age-old idea of having a station along this long section here with a multi-track, I'll probably raise it. I'll have the station up high and the trains going underneath it, as you see on sort of some 1950 style trains. Yeah, that's it really. I don't have a lot else to say. I suppose I've been working it's about a week's worth of work here, which I've had since the last time I posted a video. So anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the trains. Take care. Enjoy your summer. Don't know when I'm going to have another video, but we'll see. Maybe in a few weeks' time. All right. Take care. All the best.